Was it Adam or Eve's fault? For centuries, we have blamed these two characters for the fall of humanity from God's grace. In the book called the Bible, we read that Adam and Eve disobeyed God by eating from the forbidden tree of knowledge of good and evil. Because of this disobedience, God then cursed them and cast them out of the Garden of Eden. Most of us believe that if Adam and Eve did not disobey God, if they did not eat from the forbidden tree of knowledge of good and evil, then today we would still be living in paradise. We would not have to work so hard. There would be no pain in childbirth. There would be no gender submitting to the other gender. And the best part of all, the serpent would still have its legs. For the longest time too, I blamed Adam and Eve especially, obviously. But after deconstructing Christianity and reading that story from a new perspective, using critical thinking and not just blind belief, I no longer think that these two characters are to blame. Matter of fact, I think they were set up. So what am I talking about? You see, these two guys, Adam and Eve, they never stood a chance. Their fate was already predetermined. So the question then becomes, who is to blame? Who is at fault for the fall of humanity? Most of you won't agree with me, and I don't expect you to, but I think that God is to blame. It was God's fault. God is the cause and the reason as to why humanity fell from his grace. That is, God is the reason why we were cast out of paradise. Now hear me out. You see, we all believe that this character called God is all-knowing, right? So if this character is all-knowing, then he knew from the beginning what Adam and Eve would do. He knew that they would make this choice. Yet he went ahead and put that tree in the middle of the garden and let them be. That is to mean that God already knew that Adam and Eve would eat from the tree. Now, did they ever stand a chance? Or was their fate already predetermined? And let me ask you, is it free will when somebody already knows the outcome? Or is it just divine puppeteering? Now the second thing, God put that tree in the middle of the garden. He did not hide it. He did not put it in some corner somewhere and never mention it. No, he put it right in the middle, and he kept on telling them, don't eat that, don't touch that, don't do this unless you want to die. Now, let me ask you something. When have you ever told a toddler not to touch something so shiny, and then left it out right in front of them? Exactly. So was this really a test, or was it a setup? Because for me, this is not guidance. For me, this feels like a setup. The third reason why I blame God is because Adam and Eve did not have any knowledge prior to eating that tree. They did not have the knowledge of good and bad prior to eating that tree. So how can you punish people for doing something if they did not know if it was good or bad? Make it make sense. It's like punishing a toddler for not knowing calculus. How? And let's not forget that God lied to these two characters by telling them that if they ate from that tree, they would die. But they did not die. Instead, their eyes were opened. They became aware. What they became aware of, we do not know. Why they hid from God, we are told, is because they realized they were naked. But for me, I interpret that story differently. Now, I have written an ebook, Genesis Unveiled, Breaking the Spell of the Beginning, where I talk more in depth about this creation story and share with you my perspective. And if you guys are interested, you can check out the link of my ebook in the description and on my bio. So for me, guys, I would not say that I blame Adam or Eve. For me, I blame God. God is the reason as to why humanity fell from his grace. Now tell me what you think about this in the comments. If you agree, if you disagree, I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you are on the path of deconstructing Christianity, questioning the Bible, and unlearning fear-based beliefs, then be sure to hit the subscribe button to join the tribe. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.